Welcome to the November 27th meeting, and we'll go ahead and open it with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, could I have a roll call, please?
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
I will entertain a motion to approve the minutes, please.
I'd like to approve the minutes for the trustee meeting on November 13th, 2023 at 10 a.m.
Okay, they're accepted as written, and I'll second.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Motion approved.
I will entertain a motion to approve the warrants.
I'll make a motion to approve the payment listing from 11/14/2023 to 11/27/2023. Payment number 886-2023 through 928-2023. Warrant number 12358 through 12366. 12367 is voided, and 12368 through 12384 for a total of $140,533.26.
I'll second that.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Motion approved.
Okay, Andrew.
I just have a very brief report tonight. The only thing I have is I want to thank our mutual aid partners. We had a large grass fire on the 15th over here on Chapel, and Ross Township and Riley Township were invaluable with their help. And then, of course, the structure fire we had this morning, we had Ross, Riley, Hanover, Coleraine, and Drewsburg come in and assist us. And again, we couldn't do it without the mutual aid partners that we have, so I just want to thank them profusely for their help and helping us with our scenes. So that's all I got.
Great, thank you. Rob?
Can y'all hear me all right?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now? I'm going to jump right in here. We did a radar speed study on November 1st through November 21st on the dead end of West Jenkins. We had some people that was stating that there was some excessive speeding going on. By multiple people. It wasn't any one person that they was complaining about. There was anywhere from the UPS driver to the FedEx driver to people visiting other people, whatnot. In any case, we put up the radar signs, and I have 2 copies here if somebody would like a copy of it, 2 extra copies here. I'm going to read the one here, but in any case, I just made a little summary here. The radar sign gathered data from November 1st through November 21st on the dead end of Jenkins Road. The data is summarized every 30 minutes on record. The top speed for that time frame. The highest speed recorded was 56 miles an hour on 11/1. Now, with that being said,
Pass me that down, please.
it should be in front of you there, I
I
thought.
lost it already. Okay, go
With
ahead.
that being said, the 156 mile an hour was at 5:30 in the morning. And I'm not for certain that that even come down that road.
That's probably a deer.
Deer or
Deer doing 56
coyote or something chasing after a rabbit, I don't know. But at 5:30 in the morning, I just can't really see anybody coming down that road. Is it possible? Yeah, anything's possible. But also, I have a kind of a little bit of an assumption that we was picking up some traffic that was coming westbound on Jenkins, and right before it turned to go down South Wind, I think our radar machine might have been picking up, even though that was quite a distance away. I think it might have been picking some of that up. But on average, just for example, this is 11/1. The lowest that was picked up was 12 mile an hour. The highest was 56. So the average speed for that day was 25 mile an hour for that day. Now there's a whole lot of data that's in between there that's not printed out here. I can get that if anybody wants to see it. but I do not have that printed out at this time because I was just trying to make this as simple as possible.
Do you know on average how many vehicles came through in a 24-hour period?
That I could get, but I do not have that data on here. I did not
Okay.
compel that, but it does say the number of vehicles each day.
Is that in these reports back here? Or this is the actual data?
Yeah, that, actually, I do have the data there, I'm sorry. It has number of vehicles, 72, violators 3. That was on 11/1. That was at, I guess that would have been midnight that night.
Now, Rob, this speed radar, people can see it? I mean, is it one of those signs where it tells, flashes the speed or anything like
Yeah.
that?
Yeah,
So people can see it coming and they'll slow
Ba-
down.
Basically, these things right here on the back, this is showing, this is why I think it was picking up some of the, because there's no way there was
72 vehicles.
72 vehicles going back the dead end of West Jenkins Road. If that was the
Yeah,
case,
I know, it's all
you'd be
right.
seeing people turn around left and right. But however, based on just some of what we've seen, like the 12, the 11, the 13, the low numbers, and then even if you look at the high numbers, is like on 11/1 you had a 56, but on average the highest MPH was 31 was the highest number on 11/2, 32, 39, 39. It doesn't compel me to say there's a huge problem with speeding back there.
Does that, Kyle, if you get a chance to just look through there real quick, does that look logical to you? Too high, too fast? I was thinking, I don't know if you could go down there at 12 miles an hour would be acceptable, but 30 miles an hour would be too fast.
And what I'm trying to get at here is this all was probably the speed sign. We need to redo it again and put it in a different location, put it more down in the lower part, because we kind of had it where when you come down the hill, then you went on a level spot and it come up on a ridge, and we had it right at the top of that ridge. So you could see when you come off of Jenkins on the county part, when you first come onto the dead end of Jenkins, of West Jenkins is what we call it, you could see that sign already flashing, and that's over, almost a half mile away. Not quite a half mile, but it was a good ways away. You could see it flashing already. So whenever it's flashing, it's picking up and reading whatever data there is. So what I'm saying is I just brought this meeting tonight. There's a lot of stuff that is a discrepancy on things, and one of them is I think I need to bring the speed sign down lower so it's not picking everything up from up high and just redoing it. But when you go and you look at the average speeds, the lowest and the highest, you can kind of tell where the ones that would be up there from when they're coming around the curve. Now, obviously 56 mile an hour, that's pretty daggone fast to be topping the hill to go from Jenkins to South Wind. You're not going to make the corner up there. You wouldn't think anyway. There are just some discrepancies, and then there was one other 50 mile an hour on 11/21. There was 52 mile an hour, and it doesn't. I can see. If I go back here, you could probably find it. If you found 11/21, there's 11/3. Well, it just says the number of vehicles, the number of violators that are faster than, so we had it set at 35 miles an hour. So anything faster than 35, it's going to say was a violator. So we didn't have it set for 25, we didn't have it set for 20, we had it set for 35 mile an hour because that would be a safe, normal speed to come down West Jenkins Road. Now, once you top up to where the driveways are and stuff, obviously, I would think you'd be slowing down instead of still doing 35 mile an hour. But there is the possibility of someone doing faster than that.
Okay.
But
We'll just set it up and we'll run it. We don't have to do it for a week. We could just do it 3 or 4 days, and then we'll take a. I mean, we're not going to be back in here for 2 weeks.
right, I mean,
The 52 mile an hour on 1121 was at 5:30 in the morning again. I just looked it up here.
so unless somebody's coming home from work,
Yeah, come on up
Yeah,
to.
sure. Yeah, please.
Good evening, Kyle Day, live 6209 Jenkins Roads. Thanks for giving me the opportunity to talk. So just want to get up here in front of the trustees, road supervisor, discuss proposed speed bumps on the western end of Jenkins Road. So not sure how familiar everyone is with the western end of Jenkins Road. It's 3 houses back this 0.35 mile, 8.5 foot wide country road. So you got my house with my 9 and 10-year-old daughters. We live about 1,000 feet off the road back in the woods. Another house 300 feet back in the woods. Got older teenagers. I think their youngest is 15, grown adults. We got the one couple dead end part of the road. So I think we've already discussed what happened before with the one neighbor started putting road cones code cones in the middle of the road.
Right.
Started putting wood posts in them, started putting metal signs in them, started putting hay bales. That went on for 5 months. And then finally went all the way to the Butler County prosecutor, had to come up with a letter, I heard, to say remove the cones for a pretty clear cut violation. I mean, it's Jenkins Road, it's a township road. You can't just go putting stuff in the middle of the road. So we tried to discuss it with the neighbor for months. He didn't. He just ignored us. We finally got that fixed. And then he came to the meeting, complained, stated people were driving 55 miles per hour down the road. And as you pointed out during that meeting, Mr. Cole, Bo Duke and the General Lee is not going to pull that off. It's physically impossible. The results are absolutely, it's laughable. I mean, and luckily we sort of touched on that. There's no way that's happening. And the next thing he said was he's in fear and danger of his family and animals. And as you point out again, Mr. Cole, hats off to you. Nobody actually drives by this house or the barn or any of these buildings. The driveway's turned off before that. So again, that's not 100% true. And I've told you guys, everyone checked with the Butler County Engineer's Office and they declined the speed study because it didn't meet the requirements, right?
Right.
Okay. So then I thought it was sort of a way, it came back in the next trustee meeting.
Really, their speed study, Kyle, wouldn't be much different than what we're doing if our equipment was.
oh, it'd be a lot different than what we're doing because they're actually counting cars and they're doing the roadway and stuff. But what they're doing, they're counting the number of cars, they're counting the number of houses, they're figuring how wide the road is. So they're taking stuff altogether different. They're not doing a radar study like we are.
But they're just
doing a car count, the road width, and the number of houses. Then they got a formula based on all that information is how they come up with a number. And in order to do that, it has to be a half a mile long to even be legal, according to the county engineer's office.
Okay, but didn't I hear you say you had 72 cars on one day, which we figured that was not accurate, but you had a car count, didn't you?
That is on this thing, the radar thing. That is not an actual counter that they put on the road. They put a
I
rubber
understand.
hose thing. When a car
I
drives
understand.
across it, it click, click. When you have the front tire and the back tire, and unless it's a semi-truck or a multi-vehicle truck, it's a totally different counter. So that would give you an accurate counting. This here is, it actually, that's the number of times that sign was triggered. So what I'm saying is that, yeah, there was some speeds that were up there, but I don't feel that warrants, well, I'm just going to come out and say it. Number one, I don't feel there should be speed bumps back there, period. Because number one, when it comes time to plow snow, the first thing's going to happen, I'm going to rip them out with my snow plow. Even if we would put asphalt ones down there, it's still, it's going to create more headache than what it's worth and what it's going to solve.
Well, the study will guide us in the right decision. So I think we're saying the same thing with these numbers. We think these numbers are too high. We'll do it again and make sure the numbers are logical, and then we'll make a decision about the speed bumps then.
Well, and I agree that if you want to do it where it's more logical, we need to put it down in the low spot to see how fast people are coming down the hill. and coming along the fast spot there.
Right.
I don't think it's going to be much different than what my averages are on the lowest and highest speeds here. I just don't think it's going to be much different, except for I don't think you're going to see a 56 or a 52. I just don't think you're going to see them high numbers.
Okay.
You might see a 35 or 40. And by the way, in talking with the county engineer's office, just based on the data that they have and what they're assuming is the number of cars that go back there, the lowest the speed limit would be put going back there is 40 mile an hour. That is the lowest they be. One of the residents back there wants nothing less than 25 mile an hour. You're not going to get 25 mile an hour going back that road when it's still a public road, even though the county engineer's office claims it as being a lane because it's only 12 feet wide.
All right. Okay. All right.
I got a few more points. Can I just touch on real quick? Just get them in the records and get them out there.
Take your time. We
Like we
got all
mentioned,
night.
BCEO's recommendation was to revise speed limit. We immediately dismissed it. I mean, Morgan Township uses signs all over for hidden curves, hidden bus stops, hidden driveways. There, it's okay to use a sign, but here we're keep going towards the speed bump thing. We're already immediately dismissing signs. We've even discussed, and it's on videos, how many we said we're talking about 2 and where to put them and all that. But I'm not sure if any, like you already touched on a lot of radar stuff sign. I had it picking it up as soon as you get to the top of the hill. I mean, a quarter mile away, it's picking up your speed. That's nowhere near any houses. That's the middle of the woods. You're not near anything. You're just way far away from these driveways. It's a country road with a 55 mile per hour speed limit currently. Like I said, it stops, notice a couple other things. It stops tracking your speed roughly 60, 70 feet before the first driveway. Again, I got pictures and videos of all that. Right before the hill, so this hill alone slows you down even more. Doesn't give accurate readings. We already touched on that. It clocked my wife walking at 19 miles per hour. I mean, I called Dennis is supposed to be out next week, but I don't think that's going to check out. It tracks you both ways. So I found out going down the hill towards the houses, it tracks you. Driving up the hill, away from everything, it tracks you. Okay, so
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if it tracked you below 15 because it didn't show up on the sign, but it looks like it does track you below 15. And lastly, this is my big one, and I think may explain some of this data. It doesn't have a camera. So even if someone is speeding, theoretically, let's say a neighbor wants to get a result and is afraid it's not going to get the results he wants, he could be the one speeding at 5:30 in the morning. Nobody would know the difference. So I spoke to you one day, Mr. Cole. I listed some of my concerns. I was told just sit back, wait, and trust the process. And then over 24 hours later, I think Mr. Brim stopped by a family farm, talked to my parents, and said the speed bumps were going in right away. We weren't looking at speed study results. So, of course, I was a little concerned with the process there. Got a call. I guess there was a misunderstanding somewhere. I don't know.
And
Okay.
I will take the blame on that was a misunderstanding on my part.
Okay.
I was assuming that they wanted them put in, but I
Okay.
was corrected on that no, we do not want them put in.
Okay.
So I think I made a phone call because I didn't have your number at the
You-
time, or maybe I did call you back,
You called me, yeah.
but anyway, that they was not going to go
Okay.
in, that we was going to hold off until after this meeting.
Okay. And does anybody, I guess, know ODOT's recommendation is for 100 cars each way. So dead end road, I mean, it's a round trip. You pretty much have to go, you got to come back. 100 cars, depending on how many, I think the neighbor said he was guessing 10 cars per day. So use that for a nice even number. That means it should have been done 10 days, and I think we're at 22, 23. I know we talked about reviewing the results together. I was hoping to get a look at them before the meeting so I could I'm a numbers guy. I would love to dig into this stuff. I don't know if the neighbors had a chance to see them yet.
They have not. You're the first besides anybody at the township to see them.
Okay, thanks.
But I do have a copy here if he
Okay.
wants them. The exact same thing that you got, he's got access there too.
Okay. So yeah, and I mean, speed bumps are good things in the right situation. I'm not anti-speed bump. I don't have anything personal against them. I'm just not for them because one squeaky one guy complaining wants to get them. So they're definitely cons. We've already touched on some of them, but if they were perfect, they'd be everywhere. Cause premature wear and tear on cars, including wear out brake pads, tires, and shock sooner. Speed bumps decrease fuel efficiency, increase noise and air pollution, have negative impacts on drainage. We already touched on the snow plow. Of course, they're not free. So per the Department of Transportation, estimated speed humps $2,000. We've also discussed a speed table. That's more up in the $5,000 range. You're supposed to install them in pairs. And once you put a speed bump here at western and dead end of Jenkins Road, you've set the bar for what's expected. That's a pretty low bar. You have, all you need is one neighbor to complain, only 3 houses back there. Some of them are 1,000 feet off, no kids running around. We're not like a raw subdivision back there. Minimal traffic and no issues. So I think it's fair to say nearly every road in Morgan Township would meet this criteria. So the 30 miles of road Morgan Township maintains would need 100 speed bumps. So that, like I said, I like math, thousands of dollars a pop, 100 speed bumps, that's hundreds of thousands of dollars just to install. I think we could use our taxes for better uses. And the one big thing my neighbor touched on, I think one of the biggest cons immediately impacts someone's life is the impact of emergency medical services. So I know he said he ain't worried about it because the ambulance is only come back there supposedly a couple times in however many years, but does that mean an accident can't happen tomorrow or the next day? That could be an extra 15 to 30 seconds, according to some of the reports I've read, could possibly save my child's life. And studies have also proven EMS vehicles are more likely to be damaged by speed bumps as they try to rush and save a life. So to me, and many, many other cities and states across the country, that one impact in EMS services alone is enough to justify no speed bumps. And I don't know if anybody's contacted ODOT about any of it, so I did. And so because I did, they said vertical deflection. So this is speed bumps, speed humps, pillows, speed cushions, speed tables, speed lazy boys, speed anything is, per quote, are only permitted across local streets where posted speed limits are less than 35 miles per hour, end quote. So even if we use the 40 miles per hour that the bone the BCEO is going to throw us, it's still illegal. And then lastly, just to wrap it all up, sorry for rambling, those of you who've been wondering this whole time about this dangerous history of this road and why you have never heard of it, I've lived back there for 14 years and there have been exactly zero, not 0.00, even remotely minor accidents. There's been nothing back there. So sorry for making this so long. Just wanted to get out there on video and in the notes, giving reason after reason why I think it's a bad idea, why it's a wrong decision for Morgan Township, why it's currently illegal in this situation, and why it's not even needed.
Could I interrupt you for a second?
Sure.
On that ODOT reference.
Yep.
Because that's a game changer. Because
Okay.
we have an ODOT
I can send you that
regulation.
email I got and you can have it word for word.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
all
I mean,
that.
that
Do you know that,
I mean,
Rob?
that can set us precedent for the township. It's like if
Couldn't do it
you
anyway.
made a good statement as far as there could be a lot of applications for this, and we want to get this
Yep.
right. And if it's an ODOT policy, then that's what we stand on. So send that link to.
Okay.
I'd be
Well,
interested
I mean,
to
like I
read
said,
that.
I got videos and photos out
Okay.
the wall, whatever you guys want.
So I think this is off the table. Is I think we're
Yeah, I
getting
agree.
at is
Well,
we can't do this.
That was going to be my recommendation at the end of all this stuff, is not to do it, because number one, I didn't want to do it in the first place because I'm the one that's got to plow the snow back there. I'm the one that's driving the salt truck back there that have to be dealing with it, and
Yeah.
it'd be a royal pain in the butt. And I've
no doubt.
explained that to the other individual that's involved. I told that individual that come to me wanting something done when I seen all the cones there and stuff, and I was like, number one, you can't have them in the road. Number two, you want a speed bump in there, I'm going to say I don't want them because I'm the one that's got to deal with them when we plow the snow. So
I can't argue with Columbus. I think we're okay,
Okay,
and I
thank
think
you.
you made a good presentation. So
and
appreciate
just
it, Kyle.
another thing is it is a public roadway up until a certain point, which is on past Mr. Day's driveway, closer to the Mr. Walters' driveway, or where his house is. That is a public road. Nowhere will you see that children are going to be allowed to play in the road. Even though there's people that put children at play, it's a roadway. That's not a playground. It's not for kids to be playing in. I understand that kids go and ride their bikes out there. We're out in the country. When I was a kid, I rode my bike out through here and stuff. But still, it is not a playground. And if a kid's going to be riding a bike, they need to, be looking for cars and stuff. But people driving back there, I would hope that they would be looking for kids riding a bicycle. Because, I mean, there's nothing illegal about a kid riding a bike, but it's not a playground. It's a roadway.
Okay, thanks.
All right. Sorry
Sounds
for
good.
taking your time. Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks, Kyle.
I think we were with you, Rob. You got anything else besides this?
Yeah, he's got a whole list of stuff.
Got a whole list, dude.
The next thing I have is, since we're dealing with the county here, is the county engineer's office has issued 2 new weight reduction limits on county and township roads. The first one is I got an email from from Betsy Horton with the Butler County Engineer's Office that the Hamilton New London Bridge over Branch of Patty's Run, which is in between Morgan Ross Road and 126, it is now going to have this sign put up, which is a weight reduction sign, and it goes by the number of axles on a vehicle. 2 axles, 15 ton. 3 axles, 23 ton. 4 axles, 27. 5 axles, 30. 6 axles, 31 ton. And a semi-truck, 40 ton. That's on Hamilton, New London. On the Shawning Road Bridge, which is on a township road, that is our road, right at the intersection with Bay Road. It's in between State Line Road and California Road. That bridge now is going to have an 8-ton limit. With that being said, our fire trucks are not going to be able to cross that bridge legally. I'm not going to be able to cross that bridge legally with my salt truck. I'm going to have to go up to it, plow up to it, turn around, come back, go around.
Can you plow over it?
No.
What's your
How are you gonna do it
what's your
then,
truck
yeah?
weigh loaded? What's your weight of the truck loaded? How many tons?
When I first start out of here, I'm about almost 9 ton.
Empty. What are you empty? You got to have
That's a good
5
question.
tons of
it's gotta be
salt
more.
in there.
Well, I'm probably the truck itself is probably close to the 4-ton limit.
Wouldn't you be able to go across it if you you were half loaded with salt or something, or?
If it's 8 ton, you could, right? You said fully loaded, you're 9 ton.
8 tons is the posted limit. I mean, I should say when I'm fully loaded, I have about 8 ton of material on the truck.
all right.
The truck probably weighs 4.5, 5 ton, and I don't have the.
Okay.
I'd have to go weigh the truck to get it for sure. I know it's got a 36,000 GBW rating on the truck, and that's what dictates that I have to have a CDL license to drive it. I don't know, what's your weight of your fire engine without water on it? I mean, it exceeds, without water on
Yeah,
it, the
we're-
fire truck exceeds the weight limit.
Yeah, with water, the water adds another 6 tons to our truck. The average weight of a pumper is 15 tons. So we're already at the limit without water. So we cannot cross it. We have made our members aware, we've updated our active 911, that any response to that side will have to take State Line to Shawning. And we've also made our mutual aid partners aware of that as well. So, 'cause I know Harrison comes down Bay Road sometimes to get to California. So
But
they-
what drove the change or the posting?
Bridge
Did they
inspections.
evaluate
Bridge inspections. They do all their
Yeah.
bridge inspections in November, and they was out here doing their bridge inspections. And that bridge is scheduled to be replaced in 2025. This might get it moved up to being replaced in 24, possibly, but it's not. I know it's due to be replaced in 25. And they're basing it on the bridge abutments that are there, the beams that are underneath there,
Is it a concrete culvert type, or?
no, it is a bridge with beams.
Oh, yeah.
It's got
yeah.
got concrete abutments with
that's right.
I-beams going across it, concrete poured on top of those I-beams in between there. Now what this bridge has also had is over the last 8 years, multiple times semi-trucks have hit the guardrail and literally bent the guardrail over. One time a truck went across it, and his trailer was off the side of the bridge. The only thing holding it on the bridge was the guardrail, which he bent over flat with the level and kept on going. And the counties had to come out numerous times to repair the guardrail because of semi-trucks trying to go that way. And what it is these semi-drivers are trying to avoid the scales on 74, and their GPS is taking them to go that way, to go up Bay Road, Carolina Trace, down Stout Road, excuse me, down to 52, which will bring you back to 74 west of the scales. That's what has brought all this about. Of course, right now, there are no scales on 74, but westbound, that is.
Rob, can I ask you a question? The weight limit on the bridge, is that based on GVW rated on the vehicle, or is that based on actual weight of the vehicle?
That's based on the actual weight that would be going across that bridge. So that's the combination of the vehicle and whatever it's hauling, or if the vehicle's empty, and if it's right at 8 ton, it can still cross it, but if it's got any weight, anything on it at all, hauling anything, then it cannot.
The reason I ask that is because the vehicle actually weighs 10,000 pounds as an example, and the GVW of the vehicle is 15,000 pounds. What are they looking at? The actual weight or what the GVW rated is?
They're looking at the actual weight of the truck.
Okay, well, that's just, there's no way to negotiate this, it's just the way it's gonna be.
Correct, and the engineer's office is doing this. The most, you can't go by this, but the bridge would probably hold up to more weight than that. But with the deficiencies that they found in the inspections, that's what they feel they have to put it to make sure that nobody crosses that bridge and to make sure that the motoring public stays safe. Because if they put it too high and a truck goes across and it breaks through, someone gets hurt or killed, then they're responsible. This way they go and say, 8 tons is the limit, boys. That's it.
Okay, all right.
So,
You want to go on to number 3?
number 3 is I have 2 bids for pest control. We used to have, here at the township, we had All Pro Pest Control, used to do all of our spraying for us. Mr. Jim Parrott has retired because of health reasons, and I got 2 contractors to come in and give me a price. One of them is Scherzinger Pest Control, which has been doing the firehouse for the last couple of years, and they gave me a price for the community center in the 1858 building. The initial price visit would be $175. And then after the initial visit, then monthly, it would be $65 a month for the community center in 1858 building. The actual estimate does say more than that, but there's tax on there, so we will not pay the tax. That is for the 1858 building. For the administration building, the initial fee would be $175. The monthly fee would be $65, and that's per visit for the administration building here. Now, I also had a company called Animal Remover Pest Management. They come out and gave me a quote also.
Rob, is this on the community center too?
Both.
Okay.
Community center and here,
In 1858 building?
and the 1858 building.
Okay.
Are those all, that's one bill for all 3?
That would be,
They each get a separate
each
bill.
get a separate bill.
Of 100, like the first one, 175 each? There'll be 3 then, right?
Both of them was initial $175 for the first visit.
Yeah.
That's where they come, they go all around, they spray everything inside and out. And then after they do the initial, then it's $65 a month.
So they combined the 1858 building and the community center?
Yes,
Okay, so it's not 3, Darryl, it's 2.
that's 2. The community center 1858 building is
There's 1.
1. The administration
That's what I was
building
asking.
is 1, so that's 2 different bills. Now granted, if Jim with All Pro was still here, I would still be using him because I had a sweetheart deal with him, but unfortunately he had to retire. It was $125, and he did this building and the community center and the 1858 building, $125 a month. But that's,
Oh, we're at 130.
that was a long time ago. So,
We're 130, 65 a month.
right,
So 130, so it's only $5
This is
more. Right?
57.
okay.
I mean, do you have to have it done every month? Can you just do it every other month? Is that Is
But that is something that you could do, but
Just seems like-
all of the pest control people, in order to give their warranty that you won't have bugs, is they want to do it every month. But you can set it up however you want. If you want it every other month, then you say, do you do your initial spray, and then every other month we spray.
They just spraying, or are they putting rat traps around the perimeter?
That'd be part of the pest.
I would think.
That'd be the one you'd want.
Each of you should have this on your table there. I thought I'd put some out for each of you.
I didn't see that.
Maybe I didn't.
Nope.
On the community center and historical center, there'd be exterior rodent control stations. There'd be 6 of them. There's nothing on the inside for rodent control, and there's nothing for flying insect control. There's nothing for that, but the initial treatment would be interior treat of the building, liquid residual insecticide to knock down the current pest population, treat exterior building with electric backpack sprayer to knock down the current pest control against crawling insects from entering the building, install 6 exterior rodent bait stations to protect the building from mice and rats. Interior treatment inspection of the interior facility, liquid residual bait treatments as needed for targeted pests if applicable. Monitors can be used to evaluate pest pressures, but I don't feel we need any of that because I'm always there, down there every week looking and knowing what's there and stuff. And right now we are not having any problem with mice or rats. I've not seen them, but it's just as part of their treatment thing, and that is an extra that we never had done before, was having bait stations out for rats and mice.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
Darryl, are you okay with that?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, which one do you want to go with? Because just so you know, is the Scherzinger is the one that is doing the firehouse right now, so they're still going to keep doing the firehouse.
Might as well stay with them.
Is this
and then,
every month?
one
Pardon?
coordinated
Is
deal.
that every
Yeah.
month?
For that building,
Were they the 175 and 65 a month?
yes.
Yeah. Okay. So
And then
sounds good.
here is animal remover.
Did you want to do
They're
it every month?
110 a month.
Or every other?
Doesn't matter to me.
Thought they would do it every other, maybe.
What's the firehouse currently doing every month?
And they're 110 a month. Animal removers is 110 a month, and then their initial one-time cost is 210 to do their initial. So they're 210. Scherzinger is 175 for their initial. Scherzinger is 65 a month, and animal removers is 110 a month.
Yeah, the firehouse is done every month because we've had problems with ants in the firehouse. So to get that warranty, we've always done it once a month.
You guys live there, you got food and everything down there.
Yeah.
We could try it every other month, and if we start seeing a problem, then we can increase
Yeah.
it.
I could get with the gentleman that I spoke with at Scherzinger, Ryan Ackerman, and just say, hey, this is what we want to do. We want to do the initial treatment, then we want to do every other month.
Right.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
And then on December 6th, I'm going to the Hamilton Safety Council meeting, the Transportation Division part of it. That's with Matt Leffler and them at the County Engineer's Office. And that's to help us continue to get our BWC reduction in our premiums. And then the last thing is we need to do our resolution for paving and retracing, if you're going to do it.
You had two sections of road. Would you present those again?
Where's that thing, that Tina?
You got North Wind, came in at $237,881.62. And then you got George, which was a quarter mile, was $65,061.78. And then the retracing was $26,310, but if we do North Wind, we would deduct $2,232.90. Does that sound right?
That sounds correct.
I know the last time we talked, we were considering the money aspect of this, if the general fund would be able to support it, to do the roads and retracing.
Well, we're gonna kind of have to do something because you don't wanna lose that $258,000.
What was but there was an additional contribution out of the general fund above that
Yeah.
258,000. And I think we were okay with that. I think we could meet that requirement. Okay, as far as I'm concerned, we can go do everything.
All
You
right,
okay
so
with
it's
that?
going to be 71,000, with retracing, it's going to be $71,253.40 out of the general fund.
We kind of have to, you don't wanna lose.
Right, I
that
understand.
money.
Right,
So-
but I
We
want to
don't
make
want to,
sure.
we don't want to give up retracing, we've already skipped that.
Yeah, we're just
So-
gonna have to bite the bullet and do it, you know?
What do we have in the general fund right now? You got $784,000 in the general fund. Now, there's obligations against that. Is that right? I mean, that is not an unencumbered amount.
Does it give you an encumbered amount on there?
A what?
Is there an encumbered amount on there?
Not on this one.
I don't see it.
On this fund listing here, it says reserve for encumbrance, $11,390.
What line are you looking at that?
Fund number 1,000, the very top one on the fund listing.
Right there.
This
Oh,
was
okay.
printed at
Yeah, I see.
12/1.
$11,390, is that what you see? Okay, so that's negligible for the ballot, for the 784,000, if we've only got 11,300 encumbered.
That's for our BWC payment.
Okay. All right, so I don't see any problem with $71,000 coming out of the general fund then to cover the balance of this.
We're gonna have to do it sooner or later. It's just,
Yeah, I'm totally with you. Darrell, are you okay?
Yes.
Are you okay? Yep. All right, so be it.
So
Well, wait a minute.
before you make a
Excuse me.
resolution.
You're moving funds here. Don't we need a resolution?
We do have to, we're
We're not
making a
moving any
resolution now.
funds.
We're not moving any funds right now, they're just deciding whether they want to.
we're gonna move funds when it's my turn.
That's what I thought. But, okay, sorry to interrupt.
All right,
That's
I'll make
okay.
a motion to approve repaving of North Wind for a total estimate. We don't know what, this is just an
Correct,
estimate.
that's just an estimate.
$237,881.62. And the, what would you call that, the south end of George, quarter mile?
South quarter mile of George.
At an estimate of $65,061.78. And then the 26,310 minus, so it was like 2232 was what the retracing was for. So $24,077.10 for retracing, and that is the north of 126
Correct.
portion of Morgan Township.
Okay,
Does that
that's true.
sound like we
And
covered
that's
it?
it, that's an estimate going into the county
That's just
for
an
December
estimate.
1st.
That's an
Now,
estimate.
Yeah.
if their bids, actual bids come in over that, we go
Yeah,
back
We're
to
not
the drawing board.
obligated to go.
Right.
Basically, if the bids come in more than their estimate, it gets thrown out anyway and it has to be rebid.
Right.
So they always bid it high so that, to keep that from happening.
And we got contingencies in there that if an unexpected,
Then it'll be less.
do what?
I'm hoping that it'll be less.
Right, it could be
I'm
less, it could
hoping
be
too.
less.
Now, just real
Hope
quick,
is-
is because there's county ARP money being used here, they don't actually give us that money, they just pay the bill.
Right.
So there's a resolution that you guys have to pass, and that's only for the paving. So that you say that you're gonna do the paving of those roads, utilizing the 258,000, but it's all spelled out in that resolution that Daryl was looking at there, so.
So we gotta do that
Because y'all have
tonight,
to
or?
sign
do
it.
Yes,
we
that has to
actually
be
do-
done tonight if
Okay.
you wanna go forward with that. And then you go and you do a different resolution to fund the difference. And they need that resolution for the 258,000 to be used. And then they also need your resolution stating that you'll pay the difference for the paving and then for the retrace. So the retrace and the difference of the paving needs to be
Separate.
one resolution, and the other one needs to be its own resolution.
Okay. Let me write that down.
Okay. So you got a motion, you've made the motion, and I'll second it.
Well, we gotta do, we
You
gotta
have
do
to-
3 resolutions.
Have
So I
to-
gotta stop, we're not, I'll rescind my motion. So we gotta do 3 resolutions. We gotta do the resolution for the paving,
Okay.
and then we have to do a resolution to use the $258,000 for the ARPA money. And that will go on that form there, that resolution number. And then we have to make a resolution to pay the difference on the paving, which the $302,900 and the $258,000 from the ARPA money, which will be a total of $44,900 coming out of general fund. That'll be another resolution. And then the third resolution will be for retracing of the northern half of Morgan Township, north of 126, at $24,077.10. So there's 3 resolutions.
Correct.
Well, we need to read this whole Morgan
Unfortunately, you
Township
will.
resolution.
I was told that you have to read that whole resolution aloud in the meeting.
Okay.
It's gonna be a long one.
Yeah, do you want to, I think that was this resolution is the second one that you had mentioned, if I'm not
All
mistaken.
right, I'll make a motion pass a resolution for repaving of North Wind for an estimate of $237,881.62, and the south end of George Road, quarter mile distance, $65,061.78, for a total of $302,900.
Okay, I'll second now.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Motion approved.
I'll make a motion to utilize the ARPA money in the amount of $258,000 to pay for the pavement of North Wind and George Road, as stated earlier.
Okay. And I will read the resolution, the Morgan Township resolution. Well, he's going to make, I'll need to read the resolution into this. And then we will
Right.
vote, because this has to get on to the record, so.
Okay.
Okay, Morgan Township resolution, whereas the Board of Trustees of Morgan Township is responsible for maintaining all roads within its township pursuant to Ohio Revised Code 5535-01, and whereas the Board of Commissioners of Butler County, Ohio received federal funds pursuant to the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021, ARPA, and has allocated part of those funds for the repair and resurfacing of roads within each Butler County township to offset part of the cost of maintaining township roads. Whereas the Board of Trustees of Morgan Township is a political subdivision having authority to construct, reconstruct, resurface, improve, repair, and maintain roads or streets in accordance with 5535.08. Whereas the Board of Trustees of Morgan Township has identified and provided to the Butler County Engineer the specific streets and approximate mileage that Morgan Township is requesting to be included in the invitation to bid for construction, reconstruction, resurfacing, or repair contract, which is attached as Exhibit E. And whereas the Board of Trustees of Morgan Township and the Board of Commissioners of Butler County, Ohio may, quote, enter into an agreement with Township whereby the board undertakes and is authorized by the contracting subdivision to exercise any power, perform any function, or render any service on behalf of the contracting subdivision or its legislative authority, that such subdivisions or legislative authority may exercise, perform, or render Revised Code 307.15, and whereas the Board of Trustees of Morgan Township desire to approve reciprocal resolutions with the Board of Commissioners of Butler County, Ohio, and on behalf of the Butler County engineers to construct, reconstruct, resurface, improve, and repair roads or streets, and whereas the Board of Trustees of Morgan Township delegates its authority pursuant to RC 5353.01 and RC 535.08 to specifically authorize the Board of Commissioners of Butler County, Ohio, and the Butler County engineers in accordance with RC 307.15 to exercise any power, perform any function, or render any service to prepare all plans, specifications, details, and estimates of costs for the reconstruction, constructions, resurfacing, improvement, or repairs of roads, to take all necessary actions for the construction, reconstruction, resurfacing, improvement, or repair of roads, to prepare invitation to bid and award all contracts in manner provided by law, and to ensure that all actions necessary to and proper to complete the project are in compliance with the federal requirements pursuant to 2 CFR 200, which includes normal internal controls, 2 CFR 200.030, a procurement policy, 2 CFR 200.318, affirmative steps to assure that minority business, women's business enterprise, and labor surplus area firms are used when possible, 2 CFR 200.321, and standards of conduct, 2 CFR 200.318B. And whereas the Board of Trustees of Morgan Township, pursuant to RC 5535.08, delegates its authority to specifically authorize Butler County engineers to pay contractors who have been awarded contracts to the Butler County Engineers Office with the ARPA funds that have been allocated to Morgan Township by the Board of Commissioners of Butler County, Ohio, see attached Exhibit A, until the allocated ARPA funds are exhausted, and whereas the Board of Commissioners of Butler County, Ohio shall be responsible for any and all reporting requirements for the ARPA funds received and subsequently allocated by the Board of Commissioners of Butler County, Ohio to offset the cost of maintaining townships, and whereas the Board of Townships of Morgan Township, upon receipt of an invoice, shall pay directly to the contractors who have been awarded contractors through the Butler County Engineering Office any and all additional funds for work required to complete Morgan Township road repair project once the county ARPA funds allocated to the township and attached Exhibit A are expended, and whereas the Board of Trustees of Morgan Township shall be responsible for and all reporting requirements for the ARPA funds for which township was a direct recipient and which will be paid by the Board of Trustees, and whereas the Board of Trustees of Morgan Township are required prior to expending of funds to adopt internal controls, 2 CFR 200.303, a procurement policy, 2 CFR 200.318, and standards of conduct, 2 CFR 200.318B. And whereas the Board of Commissioners of Butler County, Ohio, have adopted the Butler County Uniform Guidance Policy, which is in compliance with the federal requirements pursuant to 2 CFR 200, which includes internal controls, 2 CFR 200.303, a procurement policy, 2 CFR 200.318A, and standards of conduct, 2 CFR 200.318B. And whereas the Board of Trustees of Morgan Township, in order to be in compliance with the federal requirements pursuant to 2 CFR 200, include the internal controls, 2 CFR 200.303, a procurement policy, 2 CFR 200.318A, and standards of conduct, 2 CFR 200.318B, will adopt a Butler County Uniform Guidance Policy in its entirety, which is attached as Exhibit B. And whereas the Board of Trustees of Morgan Township has attached the Exhibit C, the proposed reciprocal resolution from the Board of County Commissioners of Butler County, Ohio, now therefore be it resolved that the Board of Trustees of Morgan Township has identified and provided to the Butler County engineer the specific streets and approximate mileage that Morgan Township is required to be included in the invitation to bid construction, reconstruction, resurfacing, or repair contract which will be attached as Exhibit E. And resolved that the Board of Trustees of Morgan Township pursuant to Ohio Revised Code Section 5535.01 and 5535.08, and in accordance with Ohio Revised Code 307.15, approve reciprocal resolutions with the Board of County Commissioners of Butler County, Ohio, and the Butler County Engineer for construction, reconstruction, resurfacing, improvement, and repairing of the roads to be relocated into Morgan Township, but only to the extent that the current projects identified herein, and resolved that the Board of Trustee Township, Morgan Township, upon receiving the executed reciprocal resolution from the Board of County Commissioners of Butler County, Ohio, delegates its authority pursuant to RC 553501 and RC 553508, and specifically authorizes the Board of Commissioners of Butler County, Ohio, and the Butler County Engineers in accordance with RC 307.15 to exercise any power, perform any function, or render any service to prepare all plans, specifications, details, and estimates of the cost of construction, reconstruction, resurfacing, improvements, or repair of roads, to take all necessary actions for the construction, reconstruction, resurfacing, improvements, or repair of roads, to prepare invitations to bid and award all contracts in the manner provided by law, and to ensure that all necessary and proper to complete the project are in compliance with federal requirements pursuant to 2 CFR 200, which includes internal control 2 CFR 200.303, a procurement policy 2 CFR 200.318, affirmative steps to assure that minority business, women's business enterprises, and labor surplus area firms are used when possible 2 CFR 200.321, and standards of conduct 2 CFR 200.318B, the county adopted reciprocal resolution to be attached as Exhibit D. Resolved be it the Board of Trustees of Morgan Township, upon receiving the executed reciprocal resolution from the Board of County Commissioners of Butler County, Ohio, delegates its authority pursuant to RC 553501 and RC 553508 to, and specifically authorizes the Board of Commissioners of Butler County, Ohio, and the Butler County Engineer to pay contractors who have been awarded contract to the Butler County Engineering Office with the ARPA funds that have been allocated to Morgan Township by the Board of Commissioners of Butler County, Ohio, see Attachment A, Exhibit A, until the county allocated ARPA funds are exhausted. Resolved, the Board of Trustees of Morgan Township shall pay directly to contractors who have been awarded contracts to the Butler County Engineers Office invoices received for work required to complete the Township Road Repair Project after the county allocated ARPA funds for Morgan Township have been exhausted. Resolved, the Board of Trustees of Morgan Township will complete the reporting requirements for the use of any ARPA funds received directly by Morgan Township and paid by Morgan Township to contractors who have been awarded contracts through the Butler County Engineers Office for any and all additional amounts of funds required to complete the Township Road Repair Project as required by the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021. Resolved, the Board of Trustees of Morgan Township, after reviewing the Butler County Uniform Guidance Policy for their entirety, hereby accepts, approves, and adopts the Butler County Uniform Guidance Policy in its entirety, which is attached as Exhibit B. Resolved, the Board of Trustees of Morgan Township hereby find and determine that all formal actions relative to the adoption of this resolution were taken in an open meeting of this board, and that all deliberations of this board, which resulted in those formal actions, were in meetings open to the public in compliance with the law. Introduction and vote record. Morgan Township Resolution. Trustee Kolb introduced the foregoing resolution and moved its adoption. Could I get a second for that?
Second.
Trustee Brucker seconded the motion, and the roll being called upon the question of adoption of the resolution by a Township Fiscal Officer. The vote resulted as follows. Could I get a roll call, please?
Yes. Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Brooker?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Motion approved.
Adopted. This resolution was adopted at the meeting of Morgan Township Board of Trustees this 27th day of November 2023.
You have the motion, you have the resolution number?
Well, it's-
168, 2023.
Here, you don't want to do it in red.
Oh, yeah. What did you say, 168?
168-2023.
Okay,
Now, I gotta make a resolution for the retracing.
okay.
I'll make a motion for the retracing of the north side of Morgan Township, north of Cincinnati Brookfield 126, the estimated amount of $24,077.10.
Second.
Mr. Brooker?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Motion approved.
Okay, I think we got it all, Rob? We good?
Sounds like we've got it.
Okay, Dale?
Thank you. Got your certificate page. Look at it. Certificates, there have been 4 zoning certificates filed since the last trustees meeting. 3 have been approved and 1 is pending approval, is being reviewed by the fire department. That particular one being reviewed by the fire department is the Zeikerts are building a new building to up their manufacturing portion of the thing that's all been grandfathered in respect to that. And the plans were just received in my office this past week, and the fire department is now currently looking at them for what is necessary for fire suppression or any other things that will be needed in terms of the fire department. You'll notice that I put colors on there. There is a color key down at the bottom of the page on the certificate review. I felt I needed to do that because I'm starting to get colors. There are reasons for each one of the colors, just to remind me that as I go through. If you have any questions about them, I'll give you the answer. Now, the BZA hearing scheduled for December the 7th, 2023 is still on schedule. The legal notice, letters to the neighbors, and the board information packets have been sent. The letters to the neighbors had to be resent due to an error in the letter concerning the date of the meeting. Those were all sent out on Friday, this past Friday. And just as a note, I will be attending the Miami Valley Planning and Zoning Workshop in Dayton on Friday, December the 1st. I've attended the workshop several times and get a lot of information and updates on zoning while I'm there. That's all I have.
Thanks, Dale. Tina?
All right. I've got a few things. I'm gonna whiz through them for you. I need a motion to approve a supplemental budget for the 2023 appropriation budget for Fund 2031 in the additional amount of $35,000 to have the funds for the road department personnel, payroll, and taxes.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Mr. Brooker?
Yes.
Motion approved. Motion to approve a supplemental budget for the 2023 appropriations budget for Fund 2021 in the additional amount of $50,000 to have the funds for road department personnel, payroll, and taxes.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Mr. Brooker?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Motion approved. Motion to approve a supplemental budget for the 2023 appropriations budget for Fund 2111 in the amount of $100,000 to have funds for the fire department personnel payroll, which also includes minimum manning, step-up pay, OPERS, Social Security, and Medicare.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Brooker?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Motion approved. Motion to approve supplemental budget for the 2023 appropriation budgets for Fund 2281 in the amount of $11,550 for EMS operating supplies, contracted services, repairs, and maintenance.
Motion made.
Second.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Mr. Brooker?
Yes.
Motion approved. Motion to approve a PO to the Ohio Bureau of Workers' Compensation in the amount of $11,960 for the yearly installment payment from Fund 1000.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Mr. Brooker?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Motion approved. Motion to approve a PO to Perry and Associates Certified Public Accountants in the amount of $5,900 for the years 2021 and 2022 audit from Fund 1000.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Brooker?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Motion approved. Also, I wanted to remind you, you might want to reschedule the December 25th trustee meeting.
Why? It's a Christmas present.
Is that a special day?
Oh,
No, no, no,
Is
no.
that your problem?
All right.
Also, Jeff Griffith had sent a message regarding that you needed to make a resolution to dissolve the park board. I don't know if I understand that right because I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, we might want to just wait till he comes back and
Oh,
and
that's
we can-
fine.
we can address
It's just he had sent a thing.
that, but, okay.
Alrighty, I'm done.
So going to December 25th meeting,
Yeah.
that was a 7 o'clock meeting. Do we want to do it the week before? Because the week between Christmas and New Year's is kind of hectic. We want to do it.
You want to make it a morning?
we
10
got a-
o'clock meeting?
We got, we got a morning meeting. We got a morning meeting on the 11th.
I think that was a yes.
So we could go. We could do Monday, the 18th, or we could do Thursday, the 21st.
It doesn't matter to me.
No, it doesn't matter to me yet either.
Maybe sooner the better.
All right, let's,
The 18th?
that's gonna be a big meeting, because we gotta approve everything for next year, rehire everybody. We'll be here for a little bit, so.
Well, let's,
You
why
wanna
don't
do a
we,
Monday or or Thursday? I got a preference.
well, let's do that as a morning meeting then. We can flop the dates. Take that as, if we're going to be here for a couple hours, we don't want to be here until 11 o'clock. So, I don't know, Darrell,
Yeah.
is that okay with
Yeah.
you?
We can do the rehire and everything in the first meeting on the, I mean, we just have to do it before the end of the year. So we could do the rehiring and all the planning for 2024 on Monday, the 11th at 10 o'clock.
Perfect.
And then do you want to do the next meeting at 7 o'clock?
Yeah,
On Monday or Thursday?
the 18th. Let's keep it on the 18th.
The 18th?
You
is a
okay
Monday.
with,
Yep.
the 18th?
All right,
The
so
7
I'll
o'clock, 7
change-
o'clock on the
Yeah.
18th.
I'll change the date from the 25th to the 18th. Okay.
And we're gonna meet at what time on the 11th though, 10?
10, that's scheduled, that's already scheduled, we're not
Yeah.
changing that one. Okay, I got a question. We just did some reappropriations. And I'm addressing this to you two. I just checked for payroll for the last 2 weeks. We had 152 hours of minimum manning. Why do we have so much minimum manning when we got a fourth person?
Because we're not actually staffing that fourth person. There are some times that we drop to 2. So especially on the weekends, we've been having to pay minimum manning to get somebody to come in. It also comes with certifications. If we can get a driver, if we have a medic only, then we'll pay minimum manning for that extra staffing. But We've been having problems staffing on the weekends with call-offs and mandations from other departments. That's why the minimum manning's been so high for the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, because that was one of the selling points for add the fourth person, it would cut our minimum manning costs down. And
Yeah,
I saw that 152 hours for 2 weeks. I'm like, what's going on here?
the mandations killed us, especially around the holidays at other departments. It took some of our staffing way down. So to be able to keep the staffing, we had to offer the minimum manning out there. So whoever gets offered minimum manning, we're tracking that now with a form the officer fills out, the reasons why they're giving minimum manning, and we're reviewing that once a month to make sure that they're all within the procedures for what minimum manning was intended for.
Okay, all right. I don't want us to use minimum manning to staff that fourth position.
No, we do not use minimum manning to staff that fourth position. Minimum manning is only used to staff the third position. So we didn't raise the minimum to 4. We just raised the acceptable number to 4.
Right.
The minimum is still 3.
All right, I just wanted to make sure that
Yep.
we weren't. Okay, that's all.
Okay. Darryl? No, I got none. Okay, I don't have anything either. Did we need, was there anything that we needed to move into executive session?
No, I had just some clarification on the boat. You want to discuss that first in executive, or you want to do it here?
No, we go do it
Okay.
here.
We went back and forth on the boat. The initial proposal was to donate the boat to College Corner, and there was, as part of our radio deal, the boat was on the table with the sheriff's office, and we just wanted to make sure that we weren't stepping on any toes, so I did some follow-up with the sheriff's department, and they still are interested in the boat, and I feel that we need to honor that, and the boat will stay in western Butler County. I can't specifically say it'll go to College Corner, but I'm relatively sure it will. I can't put it in record that it will go there, but I'm relatively sure. We talked with the chief, the assistant chief, and the board of directors at College Corner. They are all on board with it. They were worried about some restrictions that the sheriff's office may put on that boat, and they were assured that the only restriction is that it has staffed or trained staff that operate that boat when it goes out. But it would be theirs to use, and all the maintenance and everything would be done by the sheriff's department. So the trailer we donate the boat, and we met the criteria, or the sheriff's department meets the criteria according to the Hamilton Community Foundation and the Hanover Life Squad Foundation, where we got the grant, meets the criteria, and so we're all good on that end, because they are certified as a swiftwater rescue and water rescue department or entity, so they meet an emergency response, which is the criteria that the Hanover Life Squad Foundation requires. And it appears that everyone on both sides are happy. This trailer was bought by us, so we can sell the trailer. The price, the cost of, or the money that we will receive from the trailer will come off the amount that we owe for the radios, the outstanding balance. So it's a win-win for us. We don't have to, that'll be money that we won't have to pay down the road. And I'm relatively certain that the trailer and the boat will go where we initially intended it to go. And the price of the trailer that the College Corner was going to pay out of pocket, they don't have to pay, but they still utilize the trailer. So I'm making a motion that we donate the boat and sell the trailer to the Butler County Sheriff's Office.
Second.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Mr. Culp?
Yes.
Motion approved.
All right,
Okay, is that it?
that's it.
Okay. I don't have anything tonight. Any comments from the group?
Yeah.
I need to understand the process for minutes. How are they developed? What's the process for your meeting minutes? The minutes
What
that,
do you mean? What's the problem?
well, who takes them, who reviews them, who tweaks them, who finishes them, who puts them in final?
Fiscal officer.
It's the fiscal office's responsibility to do that. The trustees review them, make any changes, additions, or deletions that they choose.
Thank you. Okay, on October 5th, the minutes, the second to the last sentence is so incorrect. Talking about me, it says, her statement was by statute, the deck is in compliance. The deck had never been in compliance. I would have not ever said that, so I would like that corrected, please.
So you wanted to say not in compliance.
It
the
has never
word-
been in compliance because there was no drawing, there was no zoning certificates, and there was no building permits. Without those three items, the deck could have never been in compliance.
So you wanted to say that the deck has never been in compliance.
That would be nice.
We can amend it to say that
I
at the
appreciate
next
that.
meeting, okay?
I would appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Uh-huh.
Next question is, I have out, oh, let me handle this. The last last meeting we had, I believe that Mr. Grove, was that it?
That's
Was
correct.
here. Why was he here?
He was here in regards to the statement that I made that night.
Okay, can I get that statement in writing?
Sure.
And get it signed? And is that the response for my original request for inspection
No, it is
and
not.
enforcement? Can I get a written response on that, please? I need to take that elsewhere, and I need something in writing. I have existing right now about 4 FOIA requests, one on August the 28th, one on September the 1st, one on September the 27th, and the last one, I believe, is on November the 14th. You still got about 20 days on that, but I have been ignored on those first 3 FOIA requests by the trustees and by Dale Marshall. I would appreciate some kind of response on my FOIA request. I mean, you got 20 days. The way the law reads, you need to let me know in writing whether and why the requests are denied, or if they're being worked on, if you need more time. I would appreciate that because I need to take that on up the line too. So please provide me some kind of response, please. And then, based on what was done here, will Mr. Grove be invoicing us for that meeting that he was here? Because did he have a comment? Did he have any input on this?
I can't see that, ma'am.
This is what you showed everybody in the
On the
online.
screen.
I did screen captures because I have no
He-
documentation.
He, along with myself, we put that together, yes.
So he signed off on this.
Yes.
He's got a signature. I'd
No,
like to
his
see.
signature isn't on it. My signature is on it because I wrote that opinion.
But he was
But
consulted
He was
and
consulted, and we are
he
paying him
approved
for
this.
that. He didn't have to approve it.
Okay. Okay, then I need to know also at this point, what is your process and procedure for an executive or administrative review? Because we'll be taking that here. We did it with Mr. Ed Teets, and we'll be doing it also. So that's why I need this stuff in writing, because I will go with an administrative review. I want to know from you, what is the process? It needs to be done pretty quickly. And then based on the results of the administrative review, it'll go on up to common pleas courts and on up the ladder wherever we need to take it. So if you gentlemen would please comply and provide me with the information I've requested, I need to take it elsewhere. And last thing, last reading of information, where are we with all the pictures and evidence and documentation of the barbed wire that was wrapped around our corner post that has been discussed in these meetings multiple times?
I can give you those pictures, but I see no barbed wire, and I've told you that before.
That's not what has been reported at these meetings.
I've stated that at one of the meetings. I don't remember which. We've
I'd like
discussed
that
it
in
so many
writing.
times.
I'd like that in writing, because I see Mr. Bruckner at one meeting saying it spirals around, and I've seen other people talking about it, and I've never seen any barbed wire on my fence. We have never put any barbed wire on a fence, so I don't know. Every time I ask for the zoning to be enforced, strangely enough, barbed wire appeared on my fence, and we run over and take pictures of our fence for evidence. There is no barbed wire. So since Ed Teets said to my lawyer, your client is being less than honest with you, there is barbed wire on the fence and I have evidence, I'd like to see that. Because now I'm very upset, because my name has been sullied really bad, and some people don't know me, and they might actually believe that crap.
I will show you the pictures that I have taken of the fence. I do not have any pictures that I know of Mr. Teets's pictures.
Okay, my
But
next,
the pictures that I have does not show, and I will state it equivocally tonight, it does not show any barbed wire.
but that's not what you said at this meeting on 8/9/21. That's not what was said.
Okay, I'm going to interject here.
Good.
Any questions that you might have, just send them to Dale, and then he'll address them. And
Marion
make sure that we-
Nardiello. I've asked several times for Marion Nardiello's letter. Copy of that?
Yeah, and we will provide that, and any questions that you have, you're welcome to.
Do I have a
to
time?
Address it to the prosecutor's office.
Do I have a time?
Do you have, I'm sorry,
Any kind of timeline? I've been waiting for over 3 months for the FOIA request, and I've not gotten anything. Is there any kind of time, like
Who-
before the end of the year?
was the FOIA to the zoning?
To you guys too. I gave you the dates. I've gotten nothing.
Do we have a FOIA request?
No,
Do we
I
have
don't
a
know
FOIA
anything
request?
I
about
have
that.
two
I never
that I
got
know
one.
of the other two that she mentioned, I am not aware.
Okay, we're working on what we know of.
Okay. Do you want me to
Okay.
resend them all? I can resend them the originals with the original
Yeah,
dates.
yeah, that'd be
I'll
fine.
do that. I'll send them to you.
Hey, Susan, can we have copies of that, of those dates and times that you requested? You know.
I'll give you the dates. I'll give you the dates.
Would you mind just go ahead and send, can she send it to you?
Yeah.
Just send it to her. His address is,
Yeah.
I'll send it to all you. I
Okay.
got all
Okay,
your
yeah.
emails. I'll send it to you.
sounds
all.
good.
Thank
Okay. All right, I will make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Nope.
Wait a minute, you got somebody else.
Wait a minute.
Christopher Gaines, 6875 Hamilton Scipio Road. I would like to concur with Dale. There is no barbed wire on the fence. They deviously wrapped fence wire around their post and cut it to make it sharp like barbed wire. So in the sense of barbed wire, it's not actual barbed wire.
Nick.
It's the fence cut like
Chris,
barbed wire. Also, did you guys get my email today?
No.
Yes.
Oh, you sent it today?
So some of you guys got it. I would just like to read it real quick. It's real short. There's also a typo in there just on the case number. So it was sent to Tom, Jeff, Daryl, and Dale. I'm writing this email to inquire about the violation of Section 6.19 of Morgan Township zoning resolution by the current owners, Susan and Tony, at 1230 Weaver Road, Okeana, Ohio, 45053. This issue has had ample time to be corrected, approximately 6 or 7 years. However, the owners have refused to do so, not only with Morgan Township, but also Butler County Court of Common Pleas. Within the Court of Common Pleas, there was an agreement with the stipulation of dismissal in case number CV2017-03-0681. I am asking the trustees to reopen this matter, hold the accused accountable for their violation, and have them corrected immediately. This violation directly affects my property value, if we can say that, and should also be rectified 6 or 7 years ago. I've been more than patient with this violation, but it is now time to have this matter resolved. Please reference attached letter from zoning administrator Ed Teets dated November 22nd, 2016. Thank you.
Okay.
Hey, Chris, that statement you made on the barbed wire, yeah, this has been going around for quite a while, and I think the community thinks that she did put barbed wire up, but in fact, we know she did.
I
she
just
didn't
stated
put
it.
barbed wire up.
No, it's not barbed wire.
I mean,
it's deviously
I
cut
was
fence
thinking-
wire to make it
But
feel
you're
and,
sa- how
and
can you
touch
say
like.
that? She cut it to make it look like barbed wire?
Have you been out to the property?
Why would?
Have you been out to the property?
No.
Have you seen
I
it?
seen the
Have you
picture.
seen it? Have you seen it?
How are you going to cut it and not make it look like barbed wire? I mean, if you just cut it off because it's got a point on it, is that what you're saying?
It's sharp like barbed wire. In the sense of being actual barbed wire, it is not.
That's silly.
If
Yeah,
you
but
go
you're
up
telling
and
somebody they
brush,
can't cut-
if you brush
cut
your
your
arm,
barb- cut
if
your
you
fence?
brush your arm against it, you will get cut.
Okay.
Now
I'm still
take
saying
your
they-
take your small kids.
You can't say
take
that they,
your small kids around the fence
Don't
that's
argue.
on and off
Okay.
of your property, and tell me that it didn't look like barbed wire in the beginning, and that it won't cut you, and I will drop it.
Okay.
But that's not the fact. The fact is the fence is on and off my property, and it's constructed incorrectly.
Chris, let me.
That's
What-
the issue.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd asked you to send this letter, and now you have, so
Yep.
we will push this on, and you've done exactly what we've asked you to
Yep.
do.
Thank you. I just
So-
wanted to correct that. There is
No
a
problem.
1 at the end of that case number. So it's not on my email. It's just, it was a typo.
I'm looking at your email now.
Yep.
Oh,
CV
CV
2017-030681.
1.
Yep.
Very good, okay. All right,
Thank you.
thank you.
Yeah.
Do you have a picture, is that the picture of
Yeah.
the, in question?
Where does that look like barbed wire?
Okay, Chris,
Chris?
just real quick.
Show me that
is
looks like
the-
barbed wire.
Is that what's in question there?
Yeah.
No, that's the, yeah.
Yes, it
So
is.
it's not the sense.
I had a better one, I
Barbed
thought.
wire is actual barbed wire, it's sharp. This is actual fence line
Yes.
that is cut like barbed wire. You see that? Rub your arm against that and tell
If
me
somebody's
that
going to
won't
have to be
cut you like
climbing on
barbed
that fence to even, I mean,
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't
telling-
matter.
I'm telling
That
you.
they
Okay,
cut
look,
that
look,
fence-
I'm telling everybody in here that it's not barbed wire. It was deviously constructed to look and feel
no,
like
you
barbed
can't
wire.
say that.
I can't say that.
No,
That's
you
my
can't.
opinion.
Well, that's your opinion.
That's my opinion.
Well, you can't say that
So-
these people did that on purpose. I mean, they just cut the fence.
They just cut it, and it looks
Yeah.
like barbed wire, and it feels like barbed wire. That's what I'm saying.
Chris, that's silly. I can't even believe you're saying that.
But I can't believe you're getting stuck on the fact that this is not the reason.
Because that was made such an issue.
No.
That they were so devious a person that they were putting barbed wire up. That was mentioned several
It was devious
times.
that they have part of the fence the right direction, and then they switch.
Well, that's a
direction.
different situation.
No, it's not. It's the same. It's the fence.
No, it ain't. I'm
Right?
talking about barbed
The posts
wire.
are on and off my property.
Yeah,
Is that devious or not?
no.
It's not. It's not devious to put something on my property.
How's it devious?
It's on and off my property.
It
And
might be.
They haven't fixed the issue.
It might be against the zoning resolution, but it's not devious. How's that devious?
Why are you so hung? Like you said you weren't even here for this, and then yet you were, and now you're fighting for
I wasn't
this?
here for what?
And you haven't been out to the property to see.
I'm looking
any
at
of
the
this.
pictures that were presented as
It
evidence.
doesn't matter. Have you been out to the property? She's asked for things to be checked on my property, and you guys have come out to my property and checked measurements.
saying the same thing I say to
multiple
her
times.
as I say to
Have you
you.
been out to the fence and looked
Yeah.
at the fence at my property or on her property?
No. Yeah.
I'm done.
Have to
Okay.
Make the motion.
Second,
Make the motion.
Make the motion.
Make it.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
No, we don't need a second.
Second.
Mr. Brooker? Mr.
Yes.
Cole?
Yes.
Motion approved, we're adjourning at 8:30 PM. 8:30 PM.